Welcome to the MTS Center, where the Winnipeg Jets dropped a 3-1 decision to the New York Islanders. I'm Ken Wiebe, along with Paul Friesen, Sun columnist. Paul, not exactly the way the Jets wanted to start this pivotal stretch of 12 of 15 at home. What did you see in this defeat?
The same thing we've seen much of the season, lack of finish. The Jets can't put the puck in the net. They worked reasonably hard, although in a game with the playoff implications this one has, they should have outworked the Islanders more than they did. Got down as soon as they got down 2-1, it's like, here we go again, and they seemed to lose their life, as Coach Noel put it after the game. And the power play was awful again. So kind of the same old story.
5 for its last 45 now, the hardcore numbers for the Jets power play. Here's what Claude Noel had to say about the power play and the demoralizing loss itself.
Played decent in the first. I didn't like us too much in the second. I think we put enough pucks to the net. I thought the power play really demoralized us again. It really seems to be the story of late. There's no question that, between our... you can go anywhere in the power play, whether it's entries or even get set up. It's demoralizing, and you can tell it doesn't give our team any life. It's got to the point where we have to make some drastic moves or change some things.
Jets are back in action on Thursday against the Minnesota Wild with that rare road game in this stretch. What do you expect to see in terms of a response? As you mentioned, Claude Noel looked pretty discouraged.
I think it's as discouraged as I've seen him after a game this season, actually. Particularly down about the way they didn't respond to falling behind in that third. And if they turn in another effort like this in Minnesota, boy, it's hard to see this thing ending properly for the Jets. I don't think they have the horses, to be honest, to make the playoffs in their current configuration. And I spoke with Jets captain Andrew Ladd earlier today, and he said as much. He said, I asked him, what do you need? What does this team need before the deadline? He said, people to score goals. If it's not going to come from within this dressing room, then that's what we need. We've needed it all season. So.
Another one of those examples late in the second period, one of the rare chances the Jets power play had something going. Zach Magosian rips another shot off the crossbar, and instead of going down with a 2-1 lead, they come out 1-1 tied and give up a goal early in the third. And here's what Chris Thorburn had to say about giving up that early goal.
That's kind of the discouraging part, as far as, we're all psyched up coming out for the strong third, biggest one of the season, biggest period, and we give up a quick goal. But we had time after that, and opportunities. We had power plays. We had our opportunities to even the score, and we didn't.
One quick thought about the trade deadline, Paul. It's coming up rather quickly. What do you expect the Jets to do? They sort of seem to haven't been able to distinguish whether they're going to be a buyer or a seller. What do you think Kevin Cheveldayoff's going to do in his first trade deadline appearance?
I don't expect a bold move. I really don't. This isn't a bold team. He's not a bold GM. It's not a win this year, make a run out of this year type of team. It's the first year. They're still learning what they have. I know that's a tiresome expression already, but they're still figuring out what they've got. They're going to build this thing patiently through the draft. I'd be shocked if there's a bold move to get a high-powered forward in this trade deadline.
Thanks very much for your time at the MTS Center. I'm Ken Wiebe for the Winnipeg Sun.